Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. A word of caution before we begin. The following account deals with sensitive subject matter and the loss of young lives. Viewer discretion is advised. Right then. We begin in Manchester, 1960s, a city of industry, rebuilding itself from the scars of war. Life is lived in rows of brick houses under smoke-laced evenings, a place of close-knit communities where everyone knows their neighbours. But in the shadows of this familiarity, doors shut early and whispers travel farther than light. Into this world walks Myra Hindley, a typist. To the eye, she is entirely ordinary, another face in the daily commute. At the office, she meets Ian Brady, a stock clerk. He is different. He speaks as if rules are for smaller minds, his conversation filled with philosophy and a disdain for society. He reads Nietzsche, de Sade. Books pile up on his desk, his ideas turn sharp and dark. Hindley is captivated. She listens. Then she follows, drawn into his orbit of intellectual cruelty. What begins as talk, a shared contempt for the world, hardens into practice. Their bond solidifies over calm voices and careful plans. They decide to commit what Brady calls the perfect murder. Their method is a cold routine. Hindley, with her disarming appearance, is the lure. She approaches children, often near markets or on their way home, offering a lift or help finding a lost glove. A lie that sounds helpful. Brady waits nearby in the car. Once a child is inside, the trap is sprung. They are taken back to their small house on Wardlebrook Avenue. And then, under the cover of darkness, they drive out to the moors, Saddleworth Moor, a place of bleak, desolate beauty. Out here, the land lies vast, quiet, indifferent. Wind over heather, a sky as heavy as a kept secret. They use photographs of the landscape to mark the burial sites, turning the moor into their own private graveyard. And so, children go missing. First, a tremor of unease on a single street, then a shiver of fear that spreads across the entire city. Parents check windows twice. Children are warned not to speak to strangers. Names become prayers whispered in the dark. Inside their flat, the evidence of their depravity grows in the dark. Photographs of their victims placed just so, a diary that forgets to hide its monstrous entries, and a tape that remembers everything, capturing the final terrifying moments of a young life. The break comes not from a grand police operation, but close to home. Hindley's brother-in-law, David Smith, is lured to the house to witness their final, brutal act. Horrified, he sees the truth. His suspicion, born of terror, becomes a certainty. He and his wife go to the police. A word is spoken, a story told that is almost too terrible to believe. It leads to a knock no one expects in the dead of night. Officers search the house. They find a left luggage ticket. At a train station locker, the key is found. The photographs, the diary, the tape. A room at the station becomes a map of an unthinkable truth. The mask of normalcy slips. The story under the story shows its spine. Out on the moors, the questions return, now with a dreadful purpose. The photographs guide the search. Ask the right way, and the land answers slowly, painfully, one heartbreak at a time. And a nation learns how silence can be a crowd, united in grief and disbelief. In court, Hindley reaches for the ordinary, a neat coat, dyed blonde hair, and measured, quiet replies. She claims she was under Brady's control, a victim herself. But innocence will not sit where the evidence stands. The tape recording is played to the court, and the performance shatters. Sentences fall heavy, life and the full weight of it. The names Hindley and Brady settle into the country's bones, a shorthand for absolute evil. Years pass, decades. From behind bars, letters hint at change, at remorse. Hindley eventually confesses to more killings, leading police back to the moors in the 1980s. But outside, forgiveness never arrives. For the public, and especially for the victims' families, her name remains a curse. Some doors do not open again. She dies in prison in 2002. Brady follows in 2017, taking the secret of the final victim's resting place with him. The ground keeps its lines. The wind keeps its tone. People still look toward those hills and lower their voices, remembering the children who never came home. Here is what survives, the lesson that evil often chooses a sensible face. It smiles small, it waits long, and it is stopped by people who notice the smallest things. A flicker of fear in someone's eyes, a story that doesn't add up, and have the courage to refuse to look away. The moors lie quiet again, but they are never truly silent. We keep watch, and we remember. Please subscribe for more content. Thank you.